Ladies and gentlemen, Eagles Nation, buckle up because if you thought the city of brotherly love was all sunshine and green jerseys this season, Sunday night's heartbreaker in Denver just poured a bucket of ice-cold reality on that parade. How do you go from defending Super Bowl champs, cruising unbeaten at 3-0, to watching the Broncos snatch victory from your grasp in a gritty 21-17 thriller? It's the kind of twist that has Philly fans yelling at their TVs from South Philly stoops to the Schuylkill River. I'm your host for this Eagles breakdown, and folks, we've got a lot to unpack tonight. From a run game that's sputtering like an old Liberty Bell carriage, to a passing attack that's got Jalen Hurts looking more puzzled than a tourist at a Wawa. But hey, that's why we love this team. Resilient, raw, and ready to roar back. Let's dive right in. First off, let's rewind the tape on that mile-high meltdown. The Eagles had the Broncos right where they wanted them, clinging to a slim lead late in the fourth, with the clock ticking like a bomb at Lincoln Financial Field. Saquon Barkley, that beast we pried away from the Giants in a move that had Cowboys fans seething all off-season, was supposed to bulldoze through Denver's front seven. Instead, just 30 yards on 6 measly carries. The whole rushing attack, a paltry 45 yards, like trying to run the ball through a brick wall named Von Miller's ghost. Denver's defense, led by that sneaky secondary, stuffed us at every turn, forcing third and longs that turned into punts. And the killer, a late interception off Hurts' arm. Wait, no, let's call it what it was. A tipped pass that Broncos corner Pat Certain 2 snagged like it was a Black Friday deal at the King of Prussia Mall. Final score, Broncos 21, Eagles 17. Your unbeaten streak, poof, gone. But man, what a fight. Eagles led 10-7 at the half, and that defense? We'll get to them in a sec. It's the kind of loss that stings like a bird's tailgate gone wrong, but trust me, it's fuel for the fire. Now, let's zero in on the elephant, or should I say, the eagle, in the room. This run game that's gone from fly, Eagles, fly to why, Eagles, why? Head coach Nick Sirianni, that fiery Jersey guy who's got the intensity of a Broad Street bully, didn't dodge the smoke after the game. Pulled aside by the media scrum, he laid it out plain. Obviously, we want to run the ball more than we were able to today. Straight from the horse's mouth, via our friends at The Athletic, Brooks Cabina nailed the quote. Nick's not panicking though. He's all in on his stable of backs. Barkley, that Penn State product who exploded for over 1,200 yards last year before we scooped him up. Kenneth Gainwell, the gritty Memphis alum who's like that reliable cousin at every family reunion, and even rookie Will Shipley flashing some promise in camp. But here's the rub, Denver's D-line, anchored by that disruptive Zach Allen, clogged those lanes like rush hour on I-95. Sirianni's philosophy, pound the rock, wear 'em down, just like Andy Reid did back in the day with that Shanahan-style grind. Remember 2017? That Super Bowl run where the run game averaged 160 yards a pop, with LeGarrette Blount and Corey Clement turning goal line stands into touchdown parades? We were unstoppable, a blue-collar buzzsaw that mowed down the Pats. It's a hiccup. Or is it? Early 2025 stats don't lie. 7th worst rushing attack league-wide, scraping by with under 100 yards per game. That's not the Eagles' way. Not the team that birthed the tush-push under Jason Kelce, our retired big-hearted center whose belly-led sneaks became a meme and a menace. Speaking of the offense, oh boy, it's not just the ground game coughing up furballs. Through the air. We're talking rock-bottom blues. Only the Titans, and barely the Steelers, have fewer passing yards per tilt than Philly's 180-something average. Jalen Hurts, our dual-threat king from Alabama, the guy who willed us to that 22 NFC championship with his legs and arm? He's completing just 62% right now, down from his 66% heater last fall. A.J. Brown, that hulking Tennessee wideout with hands like glue traps, hauled in 7 catches for 85-yard Sunday, but drops from Devonta Smith, our smooth Alabama sequel, killed drives. Smith's got that silky stride, the kind that echoes Reggie White's ghost on those Sunday scrambles, but he's pressing, forcing throws into double coverage like he's auditioning for a Rocky sequel. Why the aerial anemia? Protection's leaky, right tackle Lane Johnson, the grizzled vet with more Pro Bowls than most QBs of starts, sat out with a nagging hammy, and Lane's absences feel like stealing the Liberty Bells clapper. Without him, Hurts was hit 47 times already this season. Yikes. Compare that to 2023. We led the league in pass block win rate at 72%. No. Hovering at 58th per PFF. It's a schematic snag too. Sirianni's dialing up more RPOs, but the O-line's not sinking, turning designed runs into Hurts hero ball. And don't get me started on the red zone. 50% touchdown rate, dead last in the NFC East. That's rival fodder for the Cowboys' Micah Parsons to tweet about over his morning espresso. But hold the phone, let's give the devil its due, or in this case, the defense its flowers. While the offense fumbles around like lost tourists in Old City, this D is the glue holding the dream afloat. +4 turnover differential, 4th best in the NFC, trailing only the Saints, Bears, and Lions. That's Vic Fangio's black magic at work, our DC, the bald-headed savant who schemed against everybody from Elway to Mahomes. Sunday, they forced 2 picks and a fumble, with corner Darius Slay, D. Slay, the lion-hearted Michigander, blanketing Cortland Sutton like a security blanket. And Josh Sweat. That edge rusher's got 3 sacks already, channeling his Florida State ferocity into QB pressures that have Russell Wilson looking like he's dodging cheesesteaks. Haig Hawk, our 3rd-round steal from last year, is emerging as the next Fletcher Cox, stuffing runs for losses. Statistically, top 10 in points allowed, sacks, and 3rd down stops. It's vintage Eagles D, think Brian Dawkins, the weapons master, patrolling the secondary with that preacher's fire, or Reggie White, the Minister of Defense, who sacked foes 198 times in green. This unit's carrying us, buying time for the offense to recalibrate. Without M, we'd be 1-3, not 3-1, staring down the barrel like a bad sequel to Invincible. To get the pulse of the people, I caught up with a fictional fly on the wall, or should say, a bird on the wing. Imagine this, post-game, in the locker room haze of sweat and Gatorade showers, Jalen Hurts pulls me aside. "Look, man," he says, that quiet Alabama drawl cutting through the din. "We're built for storms. Denver was a blizzard, but Philly's weathered worse. Super Bowl 52, down 10 to the greatest show on turf? We flipped the script. Saquon's my brother. We'll grind it out. Fans, keep chanting, we're coming home stronger." Pure Jalen, stoic, soulful, the anti-Lamar showboat. And from the stands, picture Big Green Tommy, a die-hard from Fishtown with a bird's tattoo older than his kids. "Hurts me, yeah, but that's Philly sports. Lose one, learn, and lunge back. Remember '08. McNabb to Jackson, miracle on the Meadowlands? This is our miracle waiting." Spot on. Even experts are chiming in. Skip Bayless, ever the provocateur, tweeted, "Eagles' run game's deader than disco. Sirianni's stubborn streak ends in the divisional round." Counter that with ESPN's Tim McMahon, "Philly's D is elite. Give him 2 weeks, and Hurts-Barkley duo averages 150 rush yards by Thanksgiving." Fictional? Sure, but feels real as a cheesesteak wit. Zooming out, historically, this slump echoes seasons past, but with a twist. Last year, post-Super Bowl hangover, we started 1-2, run game averaging 92 yards, before ripping off 8 straight. Donovan McNabb's 2004 squad, banged up early, passing for peanuts, yet stormed to the playoffs on D alone. Trivia time. Did you know the Eagles' fly chant dates back to 1980, born in the Spectrum amid Vet Stadium chaos? It's our war cry, echoing through NFC East bloodbaths, those Cowboys clashes where Emmitt Smith dodged our dog, Dawkins like a matador, or Giants games where Eli Manning's magic evaporated under our blitz. Current events tie in. With the MLB playoffs raging, Mets crumbling under that $342 Mil Soto weight per clutch points, Philly's baseball heartbreak only amps our football fever. We're the underdog city. Losses like this? They birth legends, like the 17 Philly special that shocked Brady and Belichick, turning Nick Foles into folk hero. Looking ahead, implications are seismic. That short week. Brutal, a Thursday nighter in the Meadowlands against the Giants, kickoff of a 2-game road gauntlet before we circle wagons at the Link. New York's Jones, that speedy scatback, could exploit our run woes if Sirianni doesn't scheme wrinkles. Maybe more outside zones, pulling guards to spring Barkley wide. Prediction. We steal one in Jersey, 24-20, with Hurts scrambling for 60 yards and a score, Brown torching their secondary for 120. Season arc. Playoff lock still, but NFC East crown? Slippery. Cowboys lurking at 4-0, Commanders with that young Jaden Daniels spark. If the O clicks, we're Super Bowl repeaters. If not, draft whispers for a line prospect creep in. Expert take, Bill Belichick, in a hypothetical pod, Philly's too talented to fade. Watch for mid-season surge, like 04 Pats. Bold call for me, Barkley rushes for 1,400. Hurts MVP runner-up. Eagles faithful, this loss? It's not the end, it's the edge. The fire that forged our 1960 championship grit. The 80s dogged defense under Buddy Ryan. Dust off those green number 11 jerseys, crank up some Meek Mill, and pack the link for the homecoming. Thursday's revenge on the G-Men? Must-watch TV. Tune in on Fox, scream from your couch, and let's turn this stumble into a soar. Remember, in Philly, we don't just play, we persevere. Fly, Eagles, fly. Until next time, this is your Eagles anchor signing off. Stay passionate, stay green.